I'm sorry. I just want to get this out of the way. I'm truly very sorry for the movie I'm about to show you. But if it makes you feel any better, I had to watch the whole thing multiple times to make this a review. Hello, World Wide Web. I'm Dr. Shado, the internet personality with the best hair. Fucking Asylum.
What, do you think I'm overreacting? We all know the drill by now. The Asylum watches the buzz for upcoming movies and throws together some straight-to-DVD no-budget trash with a similar name to con people into buying their crap instead of the popular movie they actually wanted.
Their storytelling skills are certainly nothing to write home about, and their productions tend to range from bad to worse, but sometimes they are at least a little entertaining. This time, however, they decided to rip off Prometheus.
Did you say Prometheus?
Tim Deanna?
Yeah, it's me.
How did you... Creepy?
Yeah. Anyways, you remember how I watched Prometheus 2?
Sure.
And how you didn't ask me if I wanted to do a crossover review with you?
But Tim, I was kind of strapped for time, and usually when people want to do crossovers with me, they either hack into my signal or kidnap me.
Well, maybe it's time for a change of pace.
Okay, how about you review Alien Origin with me?
Read my mind. What's it about?
Released in 2012, Alien Origin was the Asylum's best attempt to rip off Prometheus, and of course because their budget is non-existent at the Asylum, they didn't make a film about space travel or with loads of eye candy. No, instead what we get is a found footage film.
A found footage film?
Yeah, king of the no-budget genre. Okay, I guess I'm reviewing this one on my own then. Anyway, I guess I can't delay this any further. Let's take a look at Alien Origin and try not to throw up.
As the film starts, we're given a brief rundown on how found footage movies supposedly work, along with several shots from the movie itself. In fact...
Did they just open this movie with its own trailer? I don't know if assembled is really the right word. That kind of implies some form of skill. Congealed is more like it.
Once the film finally starts, we're introduced to Chelsea Vincent playing the role of Julia Evans, a reporter, or journalist, or something. Whatever she is, she has a camera crew that never speaks and follows her direction without question. She is here because the Belize Special Forces have greenlit a secret mission to track criminals in the jungle, and such an important and potentially dangerous mission has to have civilians tagging along.
We'll take you by truck from here through the Caracol Archaeology Reserve and drop off by Puchituk Camp. From there, you'll proceed on foot. At your discretion, you lay the 6 remote cameras in a north-south line, 3 kilometers either side of the Chiquibull River.
I'm already familiar with low-quality Asylum standards, but even I'm surprised at how emotionless these guys forced their lines out as they tried desperately to remember them.
Sergeant Broken Fishing Rod painfully explains that their mission will take several days and that they will have no backup whatsoever. After this, there's a short discourse between Julia and a soldier about which truck she'll be in, as she somehow films things with her phone that's obviously off.
So what do you guys like to do for fun when you're not on missions? Drinking?
Is it really that surprising that this truckload of men might happen to drink? Imagine how shocked she'll be when she learns at night they like to sleep.
They head out, and we get the first of a great many travel scenes, showing us the amazingly interesting manner in which a ferry carries a truck over a river, and some of the strangest hand signals I've ever seen.
I'll admit, I really don't know military hand signals outside of what I learned in Tom Clancy games, but still.
But look out, the tension is high as they determine if it's safe to cross this 2-inch deep, perfectly clear river.
You might have noticed something by now. I'm the only one talking during this movie. I know I said previously that dialogue was not Asylum's strong suit, but this is not how to fix the problem.
The soldiers seem ready to rate this movie right now, but first we get a break from the monotonous walking for an actual scene.
He said that the ocean's 100 miles away. No clue how the boat got here.
It's not exactly a cruise ship. You could easily fit one of those on the back of your truck. Or sedan.
They carefully sneak up on it, just in case it opens fire or something, then switch to Castrocam for investigation, which turns up a digital camera encased in mud.
How far are we from the ocean?
It's approximately 150 miles.
Really?
Really.
150 miles. How did this get here?
Oh, for fuck's sake, that thing is so dinky, I'd venture to say that I could have dragged it there by hand.
The fruit of their investigation comes in the form of a generic SD card.
You sure it still works?
Well, it looks completely undamaged.
We don't have a reader for this size card.
It's a standard SD card. This movie was made in 2012. Thank you, random text narrator.
After some public domain shots of generic oceanic attractions, a very low-quality CGI abduction plays, along with some ear-splittingly painful audio.
Here, I'll turn it down and give you the less painful version. Well, of course they wouldn't. Alien Origin isn't exactly the kind of movie you want other people to know you've seen.
They finally make it to the first objective, set up the cameras to track illegal activity as instructed, and set up camp.
Because obviously there's no safer place to park yourself but smack dab in the middle of a suspected crime trail, especially when you have civilians in tow.
Though they don't seem to run into any criminals that night, as the cameras instead film all the wildlife Asylum rented for this film.
Ooh, the alien! They got it on camera. Okay, let's go back and freeze frame it. Alright, it's... The fuck is that supposed to be?
Come morning, and the soldiers have found the marks on the trees, which were obviously made by a machete, and of course can't figure out anything about them. After enough time spent saying absolutely nothing, they get a call from headquarters.
Mission change. I have just get a radio message from High Command. They have 2 archaeological people went missing. Presently, we are at right now we are at New Maria area. We have approximately 12 clicks to go.
And there was no one else available to perform this search instead? It's not like these guys were just on patrol. They already had a rather important and somewhat dangerous mission, with civilians tagging along.
But it's one of the few times anyone has said anything in this movie, so fuck it, let's just accept it. Before long, they run into a random man to question about the archaeologists. So they leave him behind, and this never comes up again.
Yeah, I could have easily omitted that entire scene, but it will be a little important later. For me.
Anti-unusual in front. Anti-unusual. No, I just heard a noise. Everything went quiet just over that ridge over there.
Guys. You remember you're supposed to be ripping off Prometheus, right? Not Predator.
They reach the archaeological site, which you probably recognize as Chichen Itza from 2012 Doomsday. Of course, in this movie they call it Shinantanage. They find Dr. Holden's delivery boy, who must have incredible skills at tracking people down, going by the sparse delivery address on that package. Nevertheless, the doctor's laptop was left on, battery somehow not dead, and SD to USB adapter attached.
Guys, come have a look.
A poorly formed hunk of clay? Oh, great. Found footage within a found footage film. That's just fucking brilliant.
Here we get a long series of clips of a couple of Asylum actors spelunking, one of which, well...
The Mayans, they used to invade the caves.
Destroy the artifacts. They used to think it was a way to the underworld.
Let's just say it's obvious why Random Man didn't see two Americans.
After enough footage of this cave that is impressive enough to make me wish I were watching a documentary on geology instead, they discover the cheap prop they stuck in there ahead of time.
Oh my God. Susan.
The look on his face tells me he just realized how bad it is to be in an Asylum film.
They carefully pry the cheap piece of shit free, shoving it into their backpack unprotected, just like a real scientist, shortly before the mysterious alien shows up.
Which begs the question, how the fuck did the footage get back to their computer, yet not one of them did?
So it's on the road again with the Boring brothers, as a little bird told one of them that one of the archaeologists has been found and is recovering in a Mennonite village, which roughly translates to more slow travel with no dialogue. The Mennonites treat her as they would any woman, allowing her to rest in the chicken coop.
This is fucking killing me. It's bad enough that almost this entire movie is on handheld shaky cameras, but it looks like they were actively trying to find out which of their crew members was the worst cameraman of all.
Anyway, Julia washes off some of the woman's makeup. Before long she comes to and seems incapable of acting even remotely groggy.
You get a heli extraction from here.
Oh, and how long is that going to take? 6 hours? I'll take you to Hogan.
No. You need to sit down. We'll rest
I've
for
been
10
out here
minutes
a
and then
lot.
you can go.
Thank you very much. I'm on my own. Just fine.
Did the editors take some lines out there and try and just make it look like it was corrupted?
He's out there now at the site, okay?
You're in no condition to come with.
Fine. Jesus.
I'll take that as a yes.
As night falls, Julia wants to get whatever scoop her randomly recorded occupation could out of the archaeologists, and instructs her cameraman to secretly record her, which he does by walking in front and sticking the camera in her face.
Hey, man, can you just piss off? Wow.
Lady said back off, wanker.
Oh, but she was about to start talking about the other part that she has no fucking idea what it is.
Suddenly, the night vision filter is put on in the middle of the scene, and after a very disorienting transition...
They're inside the alien spaceship. Didn't even know the aliens had a spaceship, but there it is.
It's hard to tell from the complete lack of light, but let's just say I would not be shocked at all if this really is the same ship used in Alien vs. Hunter, slightly redressed after 5 years. Inside the ship, the movie is the same as outside. They walk around and say next to nothing, with camera work that looks like it's actively trying to make the audience vomit.
Why the fuck would you do that?
So now we get more nausea-inducing camera work.
You know what? Fuck it.
Their escape is celebrated by a fireworks display, or that's supposed to be the aliens attacking, and they call in an emergency extraction.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Of course, inexplicably, the truck is empty and won't start.
Okay, is this trying to be a monster movie, science fiction, or supernatural thriller? I mean, it fails as all three, but I'd like some specifics here.
Something weird happened here. Something not right. We need to move on this loop. Ease up. We're going to our next extraction point. Let's move out now. Same area of march. Move.
Oh, fuck, more walking.
I guess the good news is we can hardly see this part of the movie. Trust me, that's good.
Will you fuck off, please?
You know what's funny? That's actually an important scene. God damn it. If you're gonna slip in a black screen with text to cover the important events, at least have a musical cue to go with it.
So we move on to exploring the cave! Again, more walking, cameramen trying to get us to regurgitate our popcorn, and thankfully, the alien shows up.
Wait a minute. The fuck is that supposed to be? Some kind of Digimon?
Of course, everyone starts running again, but they happen to run into the archaeologist they were looking for. What luck!
What was he doing out there? Never explained. Hold on. That's it! Okuwamon's the one who's been going around killing everybody.
They finish fleeing, but can't get through to base, so you know what that means.
More fucking walking.
The random firefight. Sort of. There's a few fireworks here and there, but the vast majority of the combat is only sound effects.
Asylum, do you realize that there are people on YouTube who put together better gunfights than you do?
After this, they run some fucking more, and then it switches to night vision. Or day for night vision, anyway. The Roman candle sparks another firefight, this time with muzzle flash, and later with tracer fire, but no muzzle flash.
Jesus Christ, it hasn't even been 5 minutes, and the editing quality on the action sequences has been nothing but fluctuating levels of ass.
Commander was hit, right? I'll be in charge now. Everybody home? Guys, let's move out.
Emote, goddammit! Emote! You don't have to cry, but at least pretend like someone actually died.
After more bullshit shooting versus CGI rockets, and the death of one archaeologist, they decide it's time to rip off Predator some more.
We're gonna use the jungle. We're gonna make some booby traps. Are you guys gonna help me?
Well, the movie's only got 10 minutes left, so you had better pull out some pretty fucking impressive traps.
It's just the trigger mechanism.
Oh, that's just perfect. As long as the alien walks over, picks up a stick, and stabs himself with it, it'll work great. Okay, someone better die soon.
Whoa!
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, he's dead, he's dead.
I meant from combat, not sheer stupidity.
After this, Okuwamon picks off the rest of them in whatever the fuck order, as the editing doesn't help make sense of it, and the story ends.
God damn it!
Will you fuck off, please?
Well, that was really important.
But she goes on, in a badly studio-dubbed recording, to explain how this movie really is a more direct ripoff of Prometheus than you think.
This thing, I had its DNA analyzed, and well, it's us. It's a 70% match for modern human. This thing is our ancestors. It's everyone's ancestor.
When the fuck did you have the time to get his DNA analyzed? I thought you went straight from grab the skull to running for your life. Oh, and you know what else shares 70% of the human genome? Slugs! Yeah. Good! That was Alien Origin. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Holy fuck, I'm having a hard time coming to terms with just how god-awful this movie is. I know it's Asylum, and I was prepared for that, but I wasn't prepared for this. I'm not a fan of found footage movies to begin with, as you could tell from my reaction to Paranormal Activity 4, but you know what? Alien Origin makes that film look like Citizen Kane. The characters are so shallow, I feel bad even referring to them as characters. There isn't much story to begin with, and when you actually try to follow it, surprise, surprise, it doesn't make sense. What's really baffling to me is that as a found footage film, the normal Asylum budget is actually more than enough to pull off something worthwhile. Instead of taking the normal actors and saving money on cinematography, it looks like they got 4 actors and a bunch of people who have never been in front of a camera in their life. On top of this, the CGI was somehow even shittier than normal Asylum standards. I can't say enough about how shockingly bad this film is. Even just trying to watch it to write this review, I had to turn it off and walk away several times because the camera work was making me sick. This movie is worse than bad. It's like a malevolent force orchestrated terrible writers to put non-actors on set with cameramen who are having a contest to see who could shoot the scenes the worst. I don't recommend it. I recommend anything but this. A root canal is better than this movie. At least that's productive. You want my rating? Big surprise. Alien Origin gets 1 brain-dead cameraman out of 5.
And I still feel bad about giving it 1 whole star. It's just, I really am adamant about not losing my 1 to 5 star rating system, and I'm not going to let the movie take that away from me, even if it is one of the worst films I have ever seen. Thank you all for watching. I've been Decker Shado, and remember, photograph, document, and bubble wrap your alien artifacts.
I gotta get out of here. I'm not gonna let this movie get to me. Okay. Look. It should be over by now. Okay, here we go. We're on. Here we go.
Susan.